a towering presence. Even this replica. The Statue of Liberty symbolizes America's promise to generations of immigrants. Martha Teichner has some news about Lady Liberty.
We will close the damn border.
The irony of the timing is stunning.
Look at this amazing torch. It's a grand torch, isn't it? And I'm so glad we have it here.
On Thursday, the new $100 million Statue of Liberty Museum opens on Liberty Island in New York Harbor.
And if you stand just a little bit further over here.
Stephen Briganti is president and CEO of the Statue of Liberty Ellis Island Foundation.
You get a perfect view of this torch and the torch on the Statue of Liberty.
It's so amazing to the flag and the statue. It is the original torch Lady Liberty carried, replaced in the 80s because it leaked.
System's full. Can't take any more. Sorry, folks.
The dueling messages couldn't be more contradictory.
I think it's interesting how this country has remained a symbol of welcome, at the same time that we didn't really always welcome people. What we wanted to do was to tell the true story of the development of the statue back in the 1800s, and also the true story of what it has seen as the American symbol, a symbol of good, a symbol of inclusion, a symbol of liberty.
Even when that story, to some, is myth.
We were allowed by the National Park Service a one-time only opportunity to have a drone take pictures both inside and out.
Liberty Enlightening the World is the statue's official name. Designed by Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi, she was a gift from the people of France to the United States.
The American responsibility was to build the pedestal.
Unfortunately, fundraising fell $100,000 short until Joseph Pulitzer, the owner of the New York World, an immigrant from Hungary, stepped in with a bright idea.
If you gave any money, your name appeared in his newspaper. I thought it was pretty brilliant because you bought the newspaper to see your name.
It took just 5 months to raise the money. On the day the pedestal was completed, workmen sprinkled coins into the wet mortar to recognize the 120,000 gifts, most less than $1. This is Bartholdi's actual studio in France?
This is a picture of his actual studio.
In it, the statue as a collection of colossal body parts.
This we built in the 1980s. This is a full-size foot of the Statue of Liberty. Go right back there and put your fingers. That's the thickness of this, of the copper of the Statue of Liberty.
It's very thin.
It's very thin.
Not much thicker than a penny. Under the statue's thin copper skin, an iron skeleton designed by Gustave Eiffel, who later designed the Eiffel Tower. On October 28, 1886, the day Lady Liberty was dedicated, 1 million people came out in the rain. New York held its first ever ticker tape parade to celebrate her.
The Statue of Liberty, known the world over as a symbol of freedom and promise.
Just so you know, from foundation to flame, the whole monument is 305 feet high. The statue itself, about half that. She weighs 225 tons. By the time the famous Emma Lazarus poem,
"Give me your tired, your poor,"
was inscribed on her base in 1903, the statue had already become a beacon for immigrants. Songwriter Irving Berlin, an immigrant from Russia, put the words to music.
"Send thee the homeless tempest tossed."
It was the first big thing they saw as they arrived in New York Harbor. They would write home to people and say, when you see the Statue of Liberty, you're there, you're in America.
So where was your house again?
My house was actually in the far corner of the museum.
David Lusinger was the last National Park Service superintendent to live on Liberty Island.
It was the honor of my life, the highlight of my career.
Lusinger's house was destroyed during Superstorm Sandy in 2012, making way for the new museum. He's retired now, but his reverence for the statue remains.
I never cease to get more and more inspired by her, actually, every time I see her. She turns different colors. There are times where she actually looks like she's going to step right off the pedestal and say hello to you.
She cast her spell on the workers who built the museum, including their boss, Doug Phelps.
We're doing something for our country.
What does the statue mean to you?
It's liberty, it means freedom, it means our country.
We're now on our way to the Statue of Liberty at Liberty Island.
More than 4 million people visit the Statue of Liberty every year. They come to bask in her promise. In the new museum, like the statue itself, paid for entirely from private donations, they are asked to consider what liberty is and to be her promise.